not logged in. This is the awkward part of the stream where let's get my microphone hooked up. Well, no one's actually here, so I'm talking to myself. Oh, this is a bit strange. There we go. Hello, the ghostly coffee. Hello, Knight of Spades. Hello, Twitch, and hello, YouTube. Sorry, I'll get some music on. The usual. I apologise. Maybe I'll put on something different later. But hello, Pablo. Hello, Sapphire Lima. Hello, Simaut. So I'm continuing on from last week's sculpt today. I can hear more echo now that I'm stood up. I need to rearrange these acoustic panels a bit. There's definitely more echo. Hello, Pixelogic Thomas. How's it going? Good to see you. Hello, Edgemaster. Eva. I've started sculpting my first model referencing your tutorials, and they are so amazing and easy to follow. Oh, that's good to hear. If you can see this smoothie that I'm drinking, I know it looks rank because it's brown. If a little tip, if you're making smoothies, if you have an equal amount of green and an equal amount of red, i.e. red berries and spinach, it comes out brown and it looks minging. Tastes great, it just looks minging. So you need more of one or the other. No eggplants. Hello, Neil Graphics. Pink sparkler powder. Not sure about that. It doesn't sound. Hello, Jim Moran. Hello, Shana. Welcome again. How's it going? Hello, Cordenberger. Now, I do also have a cafetiere of coffee lurking around somewhere. I just can't seem to see it. I might have left it in the house. 1 second. Totally left it in the house. We're good now. We can proceed. Okay, so I worked on this a little bit last week. In fact, last week I was talking about an app, for those that were here, that I use alongside ZBrush for anatomy, but I couldn't get it to work because the Android emulator I was using was too bloated. But I found a really lightweight one that works really well, and I'm sure it's going to work on the stream. So I'm not actually going to use it right now, but I will show you. It's called Nox. So I'll just show you there. That's what it's called, Nox. And it's really good. Hello, Dark Place Interactive. Did you sculpt that in less than a minute? Of course I did not sculpt that in less than a minute. This is the app that I was talking about, Le Corsair, MD by MD3D. So this is an app by Mike DeFeo and Scott Eaton, so it's gonna be good. Now, already we've got something good, because you can see, by the way, this is not a paid endorsement. I don't have enough followers to be doing paid endorsements, but go away. But I highly recommend this, because it's great. And come over to BAMS. This is what I like about it so much, is this simplified anatomy. And you can single out the head, the torso, and if you click on it again, you get both sides, and then same for the legs. So it's great, really good. Oh, evening. I can't remember pronounce your last name. Glad you could make it, man. What's that app called? This app is called, well, if you type in ND3D, that's what it looks like, the icon. It's called Le Corsair app. How do I get back to... that one? Nope. That's the one. Yeah, Noxo emulate, and if you type in MD3D or Le Corsair, it should come up. And basically that's what I used in conjunction with like all of this to get to where I'm up to now, which isn't complete, but especially not that tricep, but it's at a good point to retopo. People who have followed me for any length of time know that I like to get my retopology in quite early, just because it helps with the sculpting. And I started retopology, and I've nearly finished. I've just got the hand to do, so I am going to be jumping into Maya. Maya's not actually the tool that I use to do the rest of the retopo, but that's beside the point for now. So you can see yeah, that's Z remeshed. So I'm gonna excuse me, and then how do you get so smooth in ZBrush while sculpting without retopoing? Is it that smooth? Well, for a start, I'm just going to do this. Smooth? Would you say it's smooth? I don't know. I guess like I have Z remeshed it. So maybe that's how I do have a low poly count of 37k. Can I link an ArtStation post to show what I mean? Yeah, alright. I guess. Danny, why don't you use ZBrush, bring them to Maya for tuning the edge loops? But you mean use ZBrush and then fix it in Maya? I don't. In my experience, I have tried that a few times before, if that's what you mean, and I think it's a false economy. Like in the end, I just end up having to wishing that I just started from scratch anyway. Let's get this coffee sorted. Right, I don't intend to spend a long time in Maya. I just need to get this hand done. To be honest, it's already done because I actually used an insert mesh for the hand, but I'm not really too thrilled with the topology that it has. So yeah, I am just gonna redo it. Yeah, full body. Right, here we go. There we go. I will be making a tutorial on body retopology. At some point on Gumroad, if you want to follow me, there's a link on the screen. And Patreon. I don't know if there's a link to that on the screen, I can't remember. No, there isn't. But that's the same as Gumroad anyway. I will be releasing a tutorial as well, a new free tutorial. Possibly today, but more likely Monday, just because I want it to be... It is like 98% ready. I just want to make sure that it's definitely 100% ready before I upload it. That's more aimed towards beginners though. It's kind of going over the whole character pipeline, from concepts to rendering to compositing even. I shall bear that in mind. Evening. I think you're a magician. Oh, I've missed a few messages here. Good job on the anatomy, Danny. Oh, thanks. It's not quite ready yet. Okay, this body looks better than the other day. Yeah. So someone else mentioned that yesterday. What I should say is that I speed sculpt heads. Okay. So that's why I've done so many busts on this channel, because I could speed sculpt a body, but like without a head, what is it? And because I always try and get it fitted into 3 hours, so I can sculpt heads a lot faster than bodies. It's not that I've lost my train of thought here. Yeah, please just don't judge my ability to sculpt bodies based on what you saw last week, I think is what I tried to say. I was a little bit embarrassed just because I'm quite slow. Watch Shana, she's really fast at blocking out bodies. You see how smooth the model is and has no lumps from the sculpting brushes that you naturally get. Sculpting looks so clean. Oh yeah, retopology. That's if you want clean mesh, get good at topology. Good day, Mr. Mac and viewers. Good day. Struggling to make the lips defined on my sculpt. Do you have any tips? Do I have any tips? Make sure you've got all the planes in the right place. Like really focus on. Like focus all your energy on. On getting that, essentially. Getting all these planes in the right place. That's what I would recommend focusing all your attention on. Maybe get something like this where it's like a step-by-step order. Actually, Google. Well, I think I've done a lip tutorial. I think it was quite a while ago, but Ryan Kingsley's done a really good one on YouTube. Like I struggle with lips a lot. I still do, to be honest, but I do recall following a Ryan Kingsley lips tutorial and thinking, oh, maybe I will be able to do these one day. So yeah, planes. In fact, the Ryan Kingsley tutorial focuses on the planes. Yeah, I'd say that's a really good one too. Sorry if I'm ignorant on the subject, but if one doesn't do this process you're doing right now, what's going to happen? Well, it depends. It depends where in the pipeline you do this process. As I was saying a minute ago, that I do it quite early on in the sculpting process because it helps me. If I have a low resolution mesh that follows the anatomy how I want it to, then I find that really helps me to sculpt. So what you might find, a disclaimer is that the way you sculpt is subjective. So don't take what I'm about to say as gospel truth. But if you don't do this, then you might struggle with the lumpy mesh, as we've just been talking. If your lowest subdivision level isn't low enough. You might struggle to control it. You might get sort of rolling on the. If you just use ZBrush, you quite often get rolling on the eyelid, so that it's hard to get this clean defined line, which isn't that clean or defined yet because I've not finished, but you get the idea. Aside from that, if you try and rig a mesh that isn't retopologized, well, first of all, if it's a high poly mesh, then it's just going to crease your computer. If you bring a million poly mesh into Maya, it's just going to say nah. And also, I mean, if it wasn't, and you decimated it or you remeshed it or something, then you're not going to get very clean deformations. That's not to say I'm bad mouthing ZBrush, by the way. ZBrush is amazing for what it does. It's just I see a lot of people using it inappropriately. A lot of people. I think I've got too many polys. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's alright. Most blah blah. I use it inappropriately. Yeah, I'm not sure when the body retopo tutorial will be. I think it might be dictated by my patrons. So whatever they vote for me to do a tutorial on next, because I'm going to be releasing a new tutorial every week for Gumroad and Patreon. I'm sorry, most of my tutorials from Monday will be a free tutorial, but most of my tutorials after that are going to be premium tutorials. I'm sorry, but my kids are hungry. I do. I have 2 children. I have a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. It sounded like I had to think about that. It's only because I'm doing retopology at the same time. And a how old is he? How old is she? He, she, it? Yeah, it'll also be on Gumroad as well. I'm going to upload an explainer video probably by next week about how the whole system's going to work. But if you pop over to my Patreon page, I've explained it on the front page there, how it's all going to work. That's patreon.com/DannyMac. You're a proper adult. I wouldn't go that far. I know the struggle. Yeah. I love him though. I love him to bits. He's a legend. By the way, if you're thinking this finger topology is horrible, then you'd be absolutely right. But I'll come and fix that later. Have no fear. What's your opinion on Topo Gun, or do you just prefer Maya? Actually, I prefer another software that I'm contractually obliged to. Well, I've actually not said I can't talk about 3D Coat, but I'm certainly not allowed to use it. But yeah, I use that, and sorry, I struggle to think and talk at the same time. I use that and Maya. I don't use Topo Gun because I don't own it, and I've no real reason to. Like, I'm happy with my tools. There's no reason for me to really buy it at this point. I do mention it in tomorrow's tutorial though, in Monday's tutorial, or whenever I upload it. I finally finished. How many of you saw the sculpt where I started doing Poppy? You know, that Poppy, that sculpt. I actually carried that on. I've been working on it for 4 or 5 weeks. I finally called it done. I wouldn't say it is done, but I've got to the point where I'm not working on it anymore. Is anything ever really done? So I'm quite excited to share that with you. Whenever I release the tutorial, that'll be at the same time. What program for retopology free? Blender. Blender's quite a good. Blender has some good tools for retopology as well. It's just I did try to get familiar with them, but I couldn't. If I'd have stuck with it, I would have grasped the interface by now. But I was quite happy with the tools I was already using, so I don't use that. But yeah, Blender's a good free choice for sure. This is what I don't like about Maya, is it starts going a bit slow. Delete history improves it a bit, but it's not long before it starts getting a bit sluggish again. I'm not sure why. Being a bit ambitious here. Yeah, maybe a bit too ambitious. Now, what's she doing? She's grabbing that. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try something different with this sculpt, because I never actually animate my stuff, so it's not like I need amazing topology. So what I'm going to do is, I mean, it's going to be reasonably good, but I'm not going to worry too much if it doesn't deform well, because I'm just going to dynamesh it at some point, but keep this topology. I mean, if I run into any issues, I mean, I'll dynamesh it, but keep this topology that I'll project back on later, if that makes sense. So I'll just fix any like minor topology issues. So there's still the option of using Dynamesh at this point. Well, I've never actually tried this before, but I can't see why it wouldn't work. Now, I'm not going to do a good job of this thumb area topology wise. Just because I want to get back in ZBrush. And it's going a bit slow for me again. That's not a loop. I would like that to be a loop at least. Hello Danny, super cool to finally be dropping in on your stream. Oh, welcome, thank you for stopping by. Oh, I've lost, I've missed a few messages. In the A pose with the finger position, and yeah, I find if you don't put the model in a T pose and you put it in an A pose, and you try and get in these rhythms of anatomy, it does look a lot better and a lot more natural to the eye. It's a bit wonky at the minute, especially the back. Don't even like those lines I've put in the back are just so that I can use them for proportions. Is that like that's not supposed to be anatomy? Just ignore that. Because obviously we're not going to see a back anyway, so I'm not going to the back's a very complex place, so I'm taking it easy. But yeah, if you try and get those rhythms in, then it does look a lot nicer. Hello, Amazing Dave. Will you have a tutorial for retopologizing the human body on Gumroad? I will, yes, eventually. I bought the head retopology and it has helped me loads with modeling and retopology. Yeah, no, it will be coming to Gumroad at some point in the future. Oh, come on. Don't really like that. Do you ever get hate messages? Did they get blocked? I never see hate. I think you're just super lucky. Yeah, sometimes. Not very often on the stream. More like in Discord. I see. I'm not liking how slow this is going now at this point. Ah, welcome Taylor de Petrice. Yeah, I get aubergine messages a lot. This is Yaki hand topology. I'm aware. I just it just feels like one of those I'll fix it off the stream situations, because I'm gonna reduce these at this point. Really inappropriately placed as well. Damn it. Danny Aubergine Mac. That's funny. Hello, Craig Kelly. How are you? Pronounce your name right. Yes. If you're in the Pixelogic chat, by the way, you should all go and follow. If you can see the name Shananes, I'm assuming she's in the Pixelogic chat. Go and check her stuff out, because it's really good. Good. How are things, Danny? Yeah, pretty good. Not much to report, really. I yeah. I'm watching House of Cards finally. Oh, come on, Maya. I want to get back into ZBrush. That's where it's at. House of Cards, good stuff. Yeah, well, it's been out a while, hasn't it? I've only recently started watching it, and last night's episode was pretty brutal. It's the one where our man Frank left Peter Rousseau in a car in a garage. That was pretty brutal. No spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers from what, 2012 or something. Saying that, I still haven't seen Star Wars, so no spoilers, please. But I've got a feeling that I know who Luke's father is. You can give me as much grief as you want. I did a computer animation and special effects degree. There is nothing you can say that I haven't already heard. I did a degree in special effects. Just bear that in mind. I'm just immune to the abuse now. Oh, see, come on, Maya. Oh, this is shocking. Just join it up. Right, I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna do this manually, the old-fashioned way for a. I think I'm going to add some topology here. Oh, I only need to do one as well. Boom! This is perfect. If I get rid of that and I put in a cut in here, I need to get rid of that. Then we should be able to bridge this. If my calculations are correct. Oh, which they appear to not be. Oh, damn it! Thought I was being all clever then. Right, how many have we got here? Let's have a look. 14 edges. 18 edges. What? Wait, what? Did that cut go through? Did I put it in the wrong place? Yeah, I did. Idiot. That's better. Right, now it should work, I think. Yay! Alright, now I just need to do these fingertips. Hello, Maud. How's it going? McRage. Red wax is life. Red wax. Hello, Kyle. So happy to be catching your stream live. I'm happy you're here. Thanks for being such an inspiration, Danny. Keep on keeping on. That's Mel Milton's catchphrase. When I grow up, I want to be Red Wax. So, set your ambitions high. It's a bit fiddly on the fingertips, but if you know the way to proceed, it's actually pretty easy. Done. And if the software wasn't going ridiculously slow for no apparent reason, this is why we do everything else in ZBrush. Except animating, of course. If you have any tips of 3D modeling, yeah, do. Model what you want to sculpt, not what other people tell you you should. If you model what you want to sculpt, then you'll retain your passion. If you model what other people tell you to sculpt, and unless that lines up with what you want to sculpt, then there's a good chance you'll get peed off with it and quit. I quite like retopology. It's therapeutic. You don't need to think. You can just, well, when you first start, you need to think. But when you know like the rules, when you've got your head around like the rules, then you can just proceed. You don't have to think about anything. It's nice. Although I am thinking, why is it going so slow? Really annoys me. This is why I also don't usually use Maya. I'm sure they'll fix this. Maybe they have fixed it in 2018, but I'm not updating because RenderMan isn't yet available for 18. Unless it is. I haven't checked in a while. But I imagine that's when RenderMan 22 comes out. That'll be sorted. I'll just sculpt what mod commands you, Danny. Yeah, I think we know that's never gonna happen. Hi Danny, what was the last thing you sculpted that didn't align with your own interest passions? Well, it's probably a client job, and I haven't done a client job for quite a few months now, actually. But even client jobs, I tend to only take on ones that I want to do. Not that I can afford to be picky, but I can't remember. I think it's a bit different when you get past, I guess, the beginner stage. Like I think it's more important when you're a beginner, because when you can, right, I'm gonna sort that out later, and I'm going to sort out the finger topology. You know, oh sorry, I'll do it now actually. In fact, let's just get a few in and see where I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to slide some edges. Should really. Oh, what's that all about? That's too low down, isn't it? I am going to fix this topology a little bit better later, because I am probably going to rig this like a basic rig. Oh, come on. Look at the state, man. It's so slow. Why? Look, I've let go. Why? You know what? I'm gonna use ZBrush for this. What is that? Is that what? Did I just do that a minute ago? Yeah, I did. I'm going to use ZBrush for the rest because it is silly, although I do still need to attach it to the head. Delete a history. I've deleted history so many times. Oh, Gary! Ah! Error. Error. Is that the one? Yes. Right, here we go. Back in ZBrush. Less of those issues now. Look how quick that is. Look at that. Of course, the proportions aren't right, so placing these is futile at this point, but there you go. I also have Isn't it faster to create a low poly model from the beginning and make a high poly and retopology? Well, you're doing 3 steps there, and I'm doing 2 steps. I'm doing high poly retopology. You're doing low poly, high poly retopology. But it's like, it's subjective anyway. You work the way you want to work. This is a mess. Let me just... And sorry, I need to ignore chat a second because this is a mess. I'm not worried about these issues, this like artifacting here, because this is actually a subdivision level lower than what I'm gonna actually have it at. So I'm gonna subdivide it and then delete lower at some point. Now, even with the topology, I'm looking for a rhythm, like how your knuckles move. So your middle finger's like where it should be the furthest forward. Oops. It's not like... Oopsies. Something like this, but I haven't actually figured out the proportions of the fingers or the hands yet, so like I said, this is a little bit futile. Oh yeah, and then the fingernails, I'll probably like just come in here and do something like inset, something like this, and then I can sort of do the fingernails from there. And then I'll probably stitch. Something like that, if you're wondering where her fingernails are. But I think I'm going to save that for later. Hello Specination, sorry I've missed a lot of messages, I could see it flying up when I was doing that. Cool, at uni we use 3ds Max, but next year we're going to start using Maya. Good, Maya is the future. I'm going to pee off a lot of gamer folk there, I think. How good is the Z Modeler tool? The Z Modeler tool is as good as you make it work for you. It's as good as you own it. I see a lot of people complaining about Z Modeler. It works great for me. It's just, I think the problem a lot of people have with Z Modeler is that it works differently to traditional modeling apps. So like people come in and expect it to work the same, but it doesn't, and I don't think it's a bad thing, because the way ZBrush works, it doesn't allow you to create bad geometry like normal apps do, which is kind of like a healthy restriction. But a lot of people get frustrated really quick and then decide that it's not very good, and that's it, which is not the approach I ever take. Okay, I actually like the next track. Why does this mesh seem so... Oh, maybe it's not as bad as I thought, actually. Okay. You're getting some issues. Oh yeah, I didn't. I think I mentioned this last week, so I didn't bother creating like proper feet because they got. Well, I'm gonna put shoes onto them. Oh, this isn't even at the highest subdiv, is it? What an idiot. This is, yeah. Just ignore the anatomy, if you can call it that. Actually, I think I'm done with that mesh now. How many polys has that got? 500k. Yeah, no, I think we can discard that now. Right, this chat's been going a bit wild. I apologise. I'm trying to keep up. Hi, Silver Kagura Cloud. Do it with iced tea draws. No, we need to do the zoom. Would you please stream or post a video of her being rigged if you do it, Danny? It'll probably be a time lapse, which I know is probably not what you want to hear, but if you want a, I will be doing a rigging tutorial at some point for patrons and for Gumroad. However, I imagine rigging tutorial will probably be in a more distant future than other tutorials. No Pixel mods around Freedom. You know I am a Pixel mod, right? Whoa, where did that lump come from? Obviously, this guy is a bit scrawnier than this girl. So I do need some more muscular reference. I do also need to connect the head. I'm hoping the poly count is similar. Well, I guess I could do that off the stream because it can be a bit fiddly. Hi Spectre, how's it going? Good to see you. How's the new tablet, Gary? How's it treating you? Always gonna get like little artifacts like this when the underlying mesh was separate pieces. The hands as well, they're like not even sculpted, as you can tell. So I'm going to have to do that. Get my hand reference for this. Well, for a start, this makes for some decent hand reference. But I also have now I can watch the stream and model at the same time. Nice! You still need an adapter because it can only work with 720p, although the tablet is 1080. Oh, well, that's alright. At least you can use it. 720p isn't like... I mean, it's very much a first world problem. What is this application on your phone? This is MD3D. It's the Le Crochet app by MD3D. I'm kind of excited for classes next week because we're having an ex-Pixar employee talk to us about lighting and stuff. Nice! Nice. Jealous. Oh, I like this track as well. I also have these hand references, which are cool. I mostly just use these, which is actually the same as this. It's by the same guy, Mike DeFeo. So's this hand. So what I do is sort of aim for something like this, and then smooth it more towards something like this or this. Depending on that. That's because I normally do like. I might do it a bit different with this character because she's a bit less dainty, I guess. Which those hands were very ladylike. She's more kill you in your sleep sort of hands. Which is great. One thing I would recommend when sculpting hands is highly recommend is group them out, because you'll save yourself a lot of time in the long run. And I could have done, oh crap, just try that again. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Oh, that's alright. And then if you turn on auto masking by polygroups, you'll only affect one finger at a time. You could also use move topological for this, but with auto mask by polygroups, it's going to work for every tool you use. I'm going to be using, I should have grouped the hand as well. I'm going to be using my brain to finish this sentence at some point. Clear build up. Hello Danny, what is the app of the right? This is the Lecoche app by MD3D. It's by Mike DeFeo and Scott Eaton. I imagine I'm going to be getting this question a lot. Which is fine. Oh, I didn't do the topology on the thumb. Oh, it doesn't matter. I will do it when I get to rigging. That's fine. What I will do is just lay in some clay for where the knuckles are. So I'm looking at my topology when I do this. And I should have put the fingernails in when I did it earlier. Idiot, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I just do it there and then? Oh, that was silly. Don't know why I didn't just do it there and then. So pointless. Thanks, Maud. You can use it on the PC with an emulator like BlueStacks or handy. Sorry, Gary, but I would have to recommend you do not use those because they're heavily bloated and they eat up all your system resources. I would highly recommend Nox because it's really lightweight and everything is just quicker and it's not full of bloatware like the others. I am so dumb, especially Andy. Like, that is so bad now. It was so good when it first came out, but then they just completely sold out. And now, like, every time you do anything, it installs something new. It's so frustrating. Hello, Edward. Yeah, I'm currently sculpting a hand. Yeah, I use that Andy for quite a while, but yeah, like I say, it just, I don't know what they did. I don't know why they've ruined it. Shot themselves in the foot, I think. I'm really regretting not putting those fingernails in when I had the chance. I actually don't know why I didn't do it. Yeah, I'll put these in later. When? When, Danny? The reason why I'm not doing it right now is because I've got subdivision levels. And ZModeler doesn't like subdivision levels. I guess I'm trying to think up a way around it. See if I can get away with it. I guess I could separate out the fingernails, just make separate fingernails. Maybe even when she's in pose. Oh, that really would be false economy. Could duplicate the lowest subdivision out of the fingernails. No, because then I won't carry the topology over to the high. Oh, you mean? Oh, right, yeah, no, yeah, I could do that. That would just take a little bit longer. I get a half. I probably will do that. Just right now, I'm trying to think of a shortcut. An important thing as well for things like fingers is to look down like this. You can, if you like, let's have a look. I can only apologise for the music, by the way. I'm gonna change it in a minute. I've never had much luck with freezing subdivisions. I guess because I always forget to unfreeze it, and then and that causes big issues later. So I never go down that route. Is Nox safe? I've heard bad things about it. Have you? Oh, I don't know. I've only had it for a week. What sort of bad things? Certainly had a better experience with Nox compared with Andy and BlueStacks so far. Oh, good point. It has been a while actually. Normally not that bad at saving. Slacking. Oh, it's annoying me that she hasn't got fingernails now. It looks a bit odd. I'm wondering if you're using a mouse or a special tablet. I guess you might call it a special tablet. Do you want to have a look? This is what I'm using. It's called a UG2150. If you're just starting out though, you might want to consider getting like a non-screen tablet. Yeah, UG. Always use a never use a mouse. That's really odd. It's just me in the chat. That's because you're in the Danny Mac chat. Whoa! I didn't realise there were so many people viewing. Yeah, there's only 12 people in the Danny Mac chat. I'm currently streaming to Danny Mac Twitch, which is what you're watching, Pixelogic Twitch, and YouTube. Danny, come on, just for the complete package stream on Facebook too. No, no. If I stream to Facebook, then I won't have a reason for people to follow me on YouTube or Twitch. Right. Put a bit of different music on now, I think. Oh yeah, I forgot to put in the edge loops on the thumb as well. Oops. I'm always a little bit sloppier. Well, no, that's not right. That's not true, but I sometimes make more mistakes when I'm streaming because of trying to keep up with the chat at the same time. I'm just a man that can't multitask, that's all. Try to. Was that to me, Shana? You see, I'm struggling. I'm struggling right now. I forget what I've said as well. The delay doesn't help. The slight delay that you get. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm rubbish. I told you, I'm just a man. Just a rubbish man. Men are rubbish. How to get the internet triggered. Pretty sure you are a... Alright. I don't know why I've got all this... Where I've got all this weird... Weird... detail sort of... I don't know. Maybe if I go up a subdiv. God of the Aubergine. Maybe. Hands are really fiddly. Like there's a lot of oh god, that lack of fingernail is actually throwing me off a bit. Also lack of topology. Go there, we'll go there. Thumbs are a bit more square than fingers. my thumb, I'm currently sculpting, is very dodgy indeed. Ay, ay, ay. Oh. See, that's the problem with using insert meshes for a hand that you didn't create. Is that there could be issues. There could be issues. There most certainly are issues. I was gonna give a kind of thicker fingers actually. I don't know. I was trying to balance like girly anatomy with bodybuilder anatomy, I suppose. So I need the hands to balance out with the rest of what I'm trying to do. So I need to look at it in the grand scheme of things. I think they're a bit small. I'm gonna move on to something else for a bit. I'm a bit bored of doing the hands. I have a tendency to do that. If I get bored of something, just move on to something else for a bit. And I have a tendency to get bored of the hands as well, because it's quite tedious. Too big ass for a lady, I think. Have you actually seen the reference? Trying to go for a delicate blend of, because this is what she is. She's cute, but she'll kill you. That's kind of, I mean, her sort of alias on Instagram is Muscle Barbie. I think that says it all. So with the anatomy, it's kind of like she comes in really skinny at the waist. So if it was just that, you know, she's just like a I guess the kind of girl I would normally sculpt, I guess. But then bring the arms in, boom, and the legs as well. I guess I've made the calves a little, because she doesn't seem to have massive calves anyway. They are a little bit too small at this point. So Danny, how can I delete a project in ZBrush so I've got stuff in my lightbox? How can I delete a project in ZBrush so I've got stuff in my lightbox? Oh, you've got stuff in your lightbox that you don't want? Is that what you mean? And you want to get rid of it? You have to go into your... Wait, let me just show you. I don't know the exact location, but I'm sure it won't be too difficult to find. So go to your Pixelogic folder. I'm assuming you're on PC, under program files. Maybe Z Startup? Maybe not. It's probably Z Projects. I think probably, yeah, Z Projects. Find it in here. This is where it'll be. And then just delete it from this folder, and then it won't show up in Lightbox. don't like the shape these carves have made. They were certainly looking better earlier. Hey Danny, so I can give an early preview of the finished poppy. Should I? Okay, really quick. So if you're not watching, you're gonna miss it. This is gonna be really quick, because I don't want to spoil it. Plus there'll be people in here like giving me crits on it, and I don't want crits. It's done now. I am not working on it anymore. There she was. That's all you're getting. No, don't clip it. That'll annoy me. I think she's coming a little bit too skinny at the ankles. Oh, I was looking at the wrong leg. Oh, for God's sake. Oh my God. How stupid was that? It would help if I had the ankles that she's so dearly missing at the minute. Okay. Danny, the poppy skin is skin shader material or SSS material? What's the difference? Skin shader materials usually are subsurface scattering materials. Did I get that the right way around then? Skin shader materials are usually SSS materials. Well, always subsurface scattering materials. But subsurface scattering, I keep saying materials, I mean shaders, aren't necessarily skin. Because you can have, like, well, there's quite a lot of different things that have subsurface scattering. Thanks, Gary. Would you recommend this program since it's not free? Oh, you mean the app? Yeah, highly recommend it. You can see what it's about right here. It's by Mike DeFeo and Scott Eaton, two of the best sculptors in the industry. So yeah, I would. Scott Eaton also did this thing where he's like labelled each muscle. And you can come into here and see what they're called. If you zoom in, you get a better view at what each of these things say. So biceps brachii. That sounds so funny in my accent. Biceps brachii. I'm not sure many people pronounce it like that. Danny, when you do a game res topology of character with cloth, do you delete parts of the body under cloth? I generally don't do game res stuff, but if I did, that's exactly what I would do. The app is called Share by MD3D. Doesn't deleting part of the model interfere with animating it? Actually, not deleting part of the model interferes with animating. In some respects, but no, I mean it depends. It depends on the situation. Yeah, I'm using Nox. Someone said the Nox. There was an issue with Nox. I didn't see if they responded when I asked what that issue was. I would love to know why that person said that, if they're still around. Hello Kramer, flippin' heck, long time no see. How's it going, man? Oh, she looks a bit stiff. I've lost some fluidity to this A pose. Well, if you're simulating cloth, then that's different because it needs something to interact with. But you wouldn't do that for a game, unless game engines are like a lot more powerful than the last time I looked. Oh, it doesn't look too bad actually. Maybe I could push your hips out a little bit. Nah, probably not actually. Not too. Do feel like her legs are a bit too skinny though now. Doesn't help. Interesting. I also use this anatomy reference here, which I'm not going to zoom in because it might get flagged. But if you type into ArtStation Roman, forget his name. I'll link him. But yeah, it's just I won't be able to remember his name. If you've seen that, that's a really good model for reference. Oh, that's interesting to know. Not that I have any interest in creating content for games, to be honest, but probably spending longer on this foot than I need to. Does she still look stiff? She does look a little bit stiff. Because I always do like skinny ladies all the time. I don't actually have that much reference for muscle. I do have some though. Oh, I'd quite like to get this joint to the head. Might struggle here until I do. How long do you work in ZBrush Maya before taking a break? Well, I think this stream is probably about the longest I do straight, which is 3.5 hours. Any longer than that, and I start. I mean, I do regularly go on longer than that, but when I do, I shouldn't, because things start going a bit awry at that point. Can I sell you my cat? Wow. You know, when my daughter was 3, she could point to and pronounce brachioradialis when she was 3. And I know parents are always proud of the kids, but come on. She could also point to and pronounce sternocleidomastoid. Yeah, I think someone did just try, not very hard, but do kind of a weak attempt to sell me their cat, which is a new one. She is actually like ridiculously bright. She's at school now, and she's learning stuff that she has literally known for 2 years or something. She's super bored, and she's known amongst all the teachers and all the other parents as the like ridiculously bright one. And then there's my son, who's just a complete and utter. No, he is quite clever, but he's a lot more manic in his approach to life. What's the tool on the right? This is the Lekashay app by MD3D. Whew. I wish there was just like a something I could just pin in the chat that just said, "This is the Lekashay app." No, I think I'll take credit for that. Yeah, I'll take credit. Danny, do you also sculpt even when you just don't feel like it on those days where you just aren't feeling it? Do you still get up and sculpt or what? I don't really have those days very often. That's probably annoying to hear. That's probably not what you wanted to hear. I mean, I do get them. I enjoy it though. Like some people open up Steam to unwind. I open up ZBrush. Okay. Now, I realise she's like 0% body fat at the moment. So's the reference I'm following. I will sort of smooth over that eventually. Yeah, when's Shanna streaming next? That's the question. When she gets a break. Yeah, sometimes if I'm not in the mood for sculpting, it's usually because I'm like physically ill. Like they're the only times I can really think where I'm like I just don't want to sculpt, and I don't. I just watch YouTube videos or something. Doesn't happen very often though. I'm quite health conscious, so I don't really get sick that often. I say quite health conscious. I'm a bit of a health freak, to be honest. This is my biggest issue with working for clients, is I hate the feeling of being rushed. I just can't deal with it. The pressure. I know I should just like woman up, but did you find ZBrush's navigation controls and interface hard at first? Is it easier to use with the Cintiq? Any plugins that make navigation easier? I did find it a little bit funny at first, but only because I was used to using other software. When I got used to it, I realised that actually ZBrush have it down better than most, if not all, of the software. Like, it is actually, if you stick with it, you will slowly begin to realise that there's a method to the madness, and actually it is really good. Is it easier with the Cintiq? 6 and 2/3. I actually found it harder when I first got my screen tablet, but that was just because I wasn't used to it. I guess maybe a day or two later, it was like just like normal. Not having a single job next month, yeah, I bet. Hey, stream time then. Everyone go and follow. Everyone go and follow Shananes. She's great. I think she should do a speed sculpt because she is fast. That first stream she did with the merman, like, my god, that just after that first one, the amount of anatomy she got blocked out, wow. One day I'm gonna have to start drilling a lot on anatomy as well, because I'm so slow at getting the body and stuff blocked out. And I know it's only because I don't speed sculpt it like I do with heads. Speed sculpt using red wax. Self-portrait on the 1st of November. Do it. I did a progress shot once. That looks cool. I think I've seen that 2016 and 15 sculpts before. I've never seen the ones before it. I can't remember who the artist is. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. I know you were a teacher, by the way. I know there's people. There's enough people around that learned underneath you. Come into the stream, in fact. Well, I know about it through you as well, but yeah. I think I found out through other people initially. She is super buff, you're right. She would duff you up. Danny Mac Show. Oh, never mind, Chris Walker. Sorry, I don't have I don't have Ashley's annoying voice. I really hope she's lurking. Oh, she's not here. Yeah, I don't have Ashley's annoying voice. Confidence levels just rose. Alright, I'm getting bored of that music now. Back to the other boring music. Oh, this looks like a good angle. Stop judging my anatomy, Shana. I can feel your eyes like, what is he doing? Just leave me alone. Stop looking. I'm only messing. Okay, good. I feel better knowing that. Looks done already. Not quite. Maybe I should. I think I'll try and get to doing some clothes though. Maybe I'll attach the head. How amazing would it be if the number of verts going round here just matched the neck? How good would that be? That would be amazing. That has happened once in my life. My entire sculpting career, the number of verts just happened to match once. If you dynamesh it, I will cry. I actually might dynamesh it. I was saying this earlier, that once I've paused it, if I'm getting topology issues, I'm going to dynamesh it, fix the topology, fix the whatever I'm doing. No, what I mean is, if the topology is not letting me get the shape that I want, or whatever, then I'm going to dynamesh it, fix it, and then project the topology back on and just like re-topologize just that area. Never tried that before. I imagine it'll... Neck has more, I think. I think you're right. I think the neck's got quite a few more actually. Might even be worth subdividing this. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Right, we've got 26 here. And we have 32 here. Oh, so it's not that many. Here's how I'm gonna do this. So 26 to 32. Now, it's not too bad that. It should be quite easily solvable, to be honest. Let's see where... Well, it's a good job I did a good job with my retopology there. There we go, there's one. Two, sorry. 26, 27, 28. Could do that. That might be a bit too... There's one there. Where's that going? It's going all the way around the foot. Just gonna put that in and see what it gives me. Oh, that looks alright actually. I'm quite happy with that. Probably should have thought a little bit more about my topology. So I only need one more double cut now. Actually, no, I'm not happy with that. I'll come back to that if I can't think of a better solution. That's not good. Could put it there because then I can get in the you know, the divot in the back, but it looks a bit too... Suppose I can splay them out a little bit for the body. Oh, that's that. Oh yeah, no, I could do with some more here actually. I think that's it. I'm not keen on those in the middle, to be honest. But, oh, hang on, I've got one too many anyway. Perfect. Oh yeah, of course I have, because it goes all the way around. Idiot. You can watch now. I feel quite confident with topology. You know what? I might. I'm not keen on. 32. 32. Yeah, all right. I might reroute this. I've changed my mind. I'm not happy with this. This isn't good either. Not that it'll be seen anyway. It's really nothing to worry about. No. Oh. Well, I was gonna. Shall I fix it later? Yeah, I am gonna do. I'm gonna use a different software for this because it'll just be so much quicker. It'll do for now. Take a tea time break. What? No time for breaks. Work to be done. Breaks. Who are you? Oh, I spent a good half an hour in Maya at the start of the stream. Don't know why I double. Oh, come on. Don't be silly. That'll do, that'll do. More affordable than Maya at the time. I'd say Blender's more affordable than Maya now. Just though. So it's a close call. I actually have a retopology tutorial if you go to my YouTube channel, which you are on. I've just realised. Sorry, it's because I'm streaming to Twitch as well. Yeah, just check out the tutorial there, and you'll see what I do. One more. Hello there, Rising Dickinson. Yay, I can finally do the do this bit, which I've been looking forward to doing. Remember not to give her an Adam's apple though. That would be rude. I was toying between a thick neck and like a dainty neck, because like I was saying, I was trying to get this nice blend of bodybuilder anatomy along with like cutesy anatomy. I think I'm probably actually gonna float somewhere in the middle, which probably won't work, but whatever. How did you get that Scott Eaton anatomy app on your PC? Well, what I did was I downloaded a program called Nox, which is an Android emulator. So Danny, what do you prefer, doing that with the distraction of a chat window or without? Without. I do like the company though. I do get a bit bored when oh, it's completely the wrong place. I do sometimes get a bit bored sculpting on my own. I did say I wasn't going to bother with back anatomy, but I feel like I should practice it while I'm here. I need to go back over some old tutorials, although definitely with the back, there's so much I can't remember. Sup Danny, what is that ref? Sounds like something I'd use. Oh, you mean this? The MD 3D Ricochet app Sorry if I sound unenthusiastic. I've just said that about 25 times in the past hour. So don't take it personally. I'm just... no, no, don't, there's no reason to be sorry. Yeah. Why do I get these artifacts every time I sculpt? That's because you have dynamic subdiv turned on. Do you want to turn this off? It's not triangles. It's dynamic topology that I can tell straight away by looking at it. It's definitely, that is definitely dynamic topology. Dynamic subdiv, sorry. 100%. I bet I can recreate it. It's gonna be really embarrassing if I can't. Did you see that? Did you see it pop up then? Maybe I think it might need to be a bit lower poly than this. I did get it briefly though, just then. Let's try and... See it? You can see it there. You can see where it's artifacted right there. Why is it? I'm not sure. I think it seems to be when you have quite a low poly mesh. And then you maybe if I try and sculpt on top of this now, you'll see it happen. Yeah, I got it then. You can see it like randomly occurring. Did you just restart the whole thing again? Did I restart what? This sculpt? Of course not. Let's go on this side. Definitely want to move inwards like that. Dynamic subdiv is more for it's kind of like Maya's Smooth, equivalent to Maya Smooth. So you know what it'll look like when subdivided without actually subdividing. So yeah, you're right in the Zomax is right with the to fake the high poly. Yeah. Every woman wants that body. Say most women don't, in my experience. How long does it take to create a 3D character? Do you want her to have a little bit of... I'm looking at the silhouette at this point, and I want her to have a bit of a... but not too much of a... Won't mind a bit more bicep. Every man wants that body minus the boobs. Well, I want that body with the boobs, if that's alright. That'd be nice. Okay, Knight of Spades, have a good weekend, man. Thank you for stopping by, as always. I guess I'll see you next week. Maybe I'll start... Okay, that boob's a bit weird. Yes. Was that yes to my question of how long does it take to create a character? I'm just going to proceed with the assumption that that's what you was talking about there. And the answer is it massively depends. So it depends on how far you want to take it, what sort of quality. So the and if you're doing a bust or a full body like this, I'm gonna try and get this whole thing done in 2 weeks, which many sculptors, including Shana, I'm guessing, would think is like completely bonkers, because it does generally take. Okay, so a high quality bust. Okay. A decent quality bust would probably take me about 30 hours. By how confident was your answer seems this to be a problem from long time. I'm not sure what that means. But it also depends if like you run into issues as well, because you can run into unexpected problems which can add a lot of time. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Alexandra Popadic. That's the last time I'm gonna try and pronounce that. Have a good weekend, and thanks. I appreciate what you just said. What's that software you have on the left? Just ZBrush. It's the software on the left. It's so this is Nox, which is an Android emulator with the MD3D app installed. Yeah, actually, a bot would be quite useful. Good idea, guys. Oh yeah, it's not my channel, is it? Maybe I will put that that idea forward. Okay, Dry Otter, thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. When starting a character, do you usually start with a generic base mesh, or do you prefer to start from scratch? I always start from scratch. Or unless it's for a client, then I start from a base mesh. Just because I feel as though starting from scratch... Sorry, let me rephrase that. I feel like starting from a base mesh is a false economy when it comes to your learning and understanding. Of where things should go. Plus, I also stream, so I've streamed for a long time, and streaming streaming from from scratch is always like better received than using a base mesh. So I'm trying to make it like anatomically correct, but also like really like sort of graphical, if that makes sense. Probably not. I'm actually going to edit the shape of this to be a bit more neater. Was the low poly topology we see here part of a base mesh, or is this just ZBrush? Looks really good and clean. No, I retopologized it myself, so thank you. In fact, I've spent a good portion of this stream doing some retopology. I've just realised how useful turning the wireframe on is while doing this. Thanks, Gary. No, I can't remember if I'm still in orthographic view. Yes, I am. Oh, I'm a bit happier with the shape now of that calf and the size, at least from the side. Less so from the front. Or should I say the back? Or should I say the bottom? Sorry, I know this has been quite a noodle stream. This is why I tend to start a new project every week, is because once you get past that initial block out, it gets really noodly and a little bit less interesting, in my opinion. But it's nice to do a 2-weeker every once in a while. So what my kind of routine at the minute is to get 2 1-week sculpt, 1 2-week sculpt, and 1 4-week sculpt. Which, so obviously the 4-week sculpt runs concurrently with the others, if that makes sense. Probably sounded quite complicated, that. Is the Nox player and MD3D fairly easy to get up and running? Yeah, you just install Nox, and then it's just like using Android. So if you use Android, then you'll know what you're doing instantly. You just install it through the Play Store. The thing I like about this app is that you can get your top your blah 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 blah. That's what you can get. Your blah 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 blah. You can get above and below views and well, a view from any angle. I also like the skeleton feature. It's quite good. And these marks that you can see here, which I've only just realised, but I believe, yeah, it's gotta be. These marks are what you can see on the surface of the skin. Yeah, it must be. So they kind of pinpoint a lot of the, what they're called, landmarks. Although this xiphoid process can only be seen if you lean right back like that. Little fun facts that I just remembered there. I kind of wish it had one with skin on it though. Although it is an Ekashe app, so. Bony landmarks, exactly, yeah. Danny, can you also change the pose of the figure? No, you can't. There is an app for that though. Let me just find it. I've installed it before, so it won't take me long to find it. What will take me long is get into the App Store. No, it won't. I'm sure it won't. Oh, I'm there. Here we are. Nope. Nope. No, nope, that's not right. Ah! Oh, there we are. The Play Store, that's what I mean. My apps and games. What's it called? What is it called? It's not quite as detailed as this. Pose Tool 3D, that's the one. So the anatomy isn't as detailed as the app that you've just seen, but used together can be quite useful. I have a question for you, Danny. Now, I normally read these before I read them out loud, but in this case I'm reading it as I see it. So this should be interesting. How do you approach the next person concept you are going to sculpt? I often see myself trying to find too much perfect concepts to say the same. Well, to be honest, so I've been doing a lot of photos recently, and it's always of someone that like stops me in my tracks and think like, oh wow, like she's usually always she's different, or she's I'm gonna be honest, absolutely stunning, or you know, something like that. Just but different as well, and they tend to already look a bit stylized as well. And I'm not the perfect. I don't know, like I don't think I've ever had it where I'm looking for the perfect. I think it's because I spend so much time looking at 2D artwork anyway that I've got a massive backlog of sculpts that characters I want to sculpt. So it's never really come to that. Maybe just like follow a ton of 2D artists on Instagram, which is what I do, and you'll be inundated with amazing concepts. Oh, I was going to show this app. yeah, so you can so what you can do with this app is turn on an Ekashare mode. Well, you can turn on a few different modes actually. I think it's more for drawing than sculpting. And then what you can do is pause it like this. And now obviously the anatomy on this isn't quite as well done as the other, but used in conjunction it can be quite useful. However, how do I get off this one now? I don't know. Oh, there we go. I know the feeling, Shan. Is this Windows, Linux, or Mac? This is. I mean, you should be able to see the toolbar at the bottom. It's Windows, by the way. What? Oh no, you can't, can you? It's covered. Right, I'm quite happy with that leg. Oh, maybe it could do with a bit more meat. Female bodybuilders are a good source of reference, by the way. For even if you're doing a male character, I think. I would like to bring this in a bit closer, but it's kind of tricky with symmetry. I am loving standing while I work, by the way. It feels like I've got so much more energy. For the stream, actually. I'm only fast in ZBrush, if I have to do it. Alright. Yeah, I'm definitely the fastest in ZBrush. I'm getting a bit better at Maya, depending on what I'm doing though. Obviously there's a lot of different things you can do in Maya. But I know what you mean, I know where you're coming from. Buy a desk riser, that's what I've got. They're really cool. They're not that no, they are quite expensive actually. But like, you can't put a price on health. That was my excuse when I was buying it. But it's great because you can stand up or sit down. I have a desk that will stand and sit. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, no. So I can sit this down. And that's cool. It is a bit intimidating when you sat down. Like this big thing. How much? I'll link it. It was. Oh, how much was it? It depends what brand you get. So if you get an Ergotron, the Ergotrons are way expensive, 330 quid. one of these things. I don't have one of them because I was not going to pay £330. So I have instead this kind of cheaper knockoff version, which is 165. I'll tell you what, I don't regret buying it. I was drunk when I bought it, but I don't regret it. I bought a few things while I was drunk. This was one of them. I definitely don't regret this. This was a great buy. Yes! Yeah, that's what you should do if you're running out of concepts to sculpt. Just buy the Art of Lowish book. Yeah, Lowish, man. She is great. To get out of paying taxes? Oh, so it goes under work expenses, you mean? Can I remap X button? Because I always end up in symmetry off. Yeah, you can. I used to have that problem actually. A long time ago though, I've not had that for a while. You can always, like, if you've been sculpting without symmetry on, you can always, like, mirror it back over. So why am I wasting time doing this? I don't need to do this. Nice one. Going a bit too quick, that. this, I know this needs a bit vague at the minute. I will sort that out. Not that you're going to be able to see it anyway. Sure is. I should contact Mike DeFeo about commission rates. Leave a review if you've bought it. Leave a review and just tell him where you got it. Maybe he'll give me a job. Right, I'm gonna put on I haven't worked on the head for ages. Forgot that it's not done. Really get my reference up at this point. Do you ever get like stuck in your sculpt, like you need to go and get your reference but you just can't pull yourself away for long enough to do it? I'm right at that moment right now. I always get that. Should we pin the link on Discord? What's the point in that if I'm getting rid of it? Oh, Kramer's still here. Usually sculpt without reference. I can't do that for a likeness model. I can't do that for any model actually. Well, I could, but it wouldn't turn out very good. I hear you, Kramer. Portfolio piece. Is that to me? It would appear so. Pretty much everything I do goes into my portfolio. I don't try and get a job though, so it's my portfolio's different. Like I include some of my lesser pieces as well, because I don't really care too much. Didn't cause me much trouble at all, that topology in the middle. In fact, it's probably helping. If anything. Shell's actually got quite a skinnier nose than I've given her. Ah, come on, I've smoothed too much away though. This is a good example of why I retop early, is so that I can make adjustments like I'm doing right now. And this, oh, it's more accurate than it looked. Probably a bit too big now. It's maybe a bit too big though. Overemphasizing because I knew people were watching. Oh, hello, Action. You sculpt non-stylized this time. No, it's still stylized. Just kind of like what I did with with this one. So I'm using a photo, but I'm still, you know, like making all the I'm not trying to make the features look realistic. So if you look at her body anatomy, you can see that I'm pushing things around a little bit. I'm not the best at like designing my own sort of anatomy. which is why I'm doing it, so I don't have to rely on 2D artist concepts all the time. I really need to get better at drawing though. She has eyes now. She's had eyes since last week. Do you mainly do freelance work, or would you fancy working at a studio? I don't want to do any of those things, to be honest. If I can. That's what normal people do. I don't want to be normal. Don't want to work at a studio, what do you want to do? Well, that would be telling, wouldn't it? I don't want to do freelancing either. Damn normies. No, I want to a good people get really confused when I say this, because it's not normal, I guess. But the best person I can compare myself to with what I aspire to do is Ross Tran of Ross Draws, who makes more than enough money without doing freelance work. I do have other things in mind that he doesn't do though as well. Which he should, in my opinion. He could make. Nothing like the thrill of knowing you still have money to pay your bills. You have no idea how much I earn though, do you? Absolutely no idea. Ah, where's my reference? Do you have positive mantras that you repeat to yourself, Danny? Not sure where you're going with this. Smile all the time. Cheeky cat. Oh, nice one, Spectre Dave. Spectre Dave knows. He knows. This nose is upsetting me. Oh wow, it's nearly time to go. I feel like I'm just making it worse as well. Yeah, you see, this I've reached that point that I mentioned earlier where I need a break now because I'm just going round in circles. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start wrapping this stream up. What are you making ultimately? This is just going to be a an illustration, I guess. Look at those feet. Oh, nice one! You just bought ZBrush. Congrats! Welcome. Yes. Long road ahead indeed. Oh, I'm excited for you. Stay with it. Right, now I need to introduce who is up next on Pixelogic because I'm an idiot and I forgot last week. Oops. Surprised I didn't get told off. Right, on the Pixelogic Twitch up next is, I'm guessing it's Shailene, who is awesome by the way. Go and check her out if you haven't already. The 21st, yes, Shailene will be tomorrow at 5 AM Pacific time, which is 1 PM GMT. It's a rough life, art for a living, only do art for money if there's literally nothing else you want to do with your life. But wait a minute, you just said in a week $800 but sometimes up to 3,000. That doesn't sound that rough to me. I think it depends how you go about it myself personally. I think you can do it. Depends Depends how well you own your own career. That's what I think. It seems to me like you're doing quite well. But yeah, just the loving what you do is enough, in my opinion. You don't need even if you were earning minimum wage. Like, would you rather be earning minimum wage in a soup factory or sculpting whatever you want all day? Right, well, it was a fun stream. Thank you all for stopping by once again. Let me just oh no, that's not what I wanted. It's definitely not what I wanted. I have hopefully that'd just auto save, because I'm gonna have to pray now. Nice. Like, the point of doing this is because Pixologic always like go right to the end of the video so that they can get a thumbnail. So I'm just making a pretty thumbnail. Don't know if they'd want the reference in there. Probably not, but I'll put it in anyway just in case. Right, don't forget to check my YouTube channel. Very soon I will be releasing a new tutorial which is more aimed towards beginners, so do bear that in mind. Also, I will be releasing a new sculpt that I've been working on for a good 4 or 5 weeks, so I'm quite excited about that. Some of you have got a little glance at it earlier. Hope you all enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next week. It's been fun, and good night. Goodbye.